Hi guys, welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to share IPO 05 important questions that will help you in the preparation for the December 2022 examination. And we will cover all the important questions unit wise, and we will also cover the questions that strike in the June 2022 examination. Okay, so let's start with the first unit. The first unit is on introduction to marketing logistics and systems. First of all, you should know like what is marketing logistics and what is logistic management. Both the definitions are a little bit different. In marketing logistics, it only covers the movement of goods from factory to the consumers, or from the production units to the next production unit, that means in the form of raw materials. So both the definitions are very important. It came in June 22 examination, and this question also came in the June 22 examination, that is what are the objectives of marketing logistics. Very important one. And here main objectives include to reduce the cost, then to provide customer service better, and to increase the sales, to establish competitive advantage over competitors, and to develop effective communication system in the organization. And you might get a short note on 7R. Now what is this 7R? 7R refers to right product. That means delivering right product to the customer, right customer, then right time, then right place, right condition. Two more are there in the next page, that is right quantity and right cost. So these are all 7R of logistics management. Then comes the next one, that is importance of logistic management. Now this question also came in June 22 examination, that how logistic management is important in today's international trade. So basically, it helps in the transportation of the goods smoothly. Then it helps to complete the orders in time and quickly also. It also looks after the warehousing facilities. It helps to maintain inventory stocks, and it also helps to handle the supply chain. The next one is a very, I guess that you might get this question in your December 22 examination. That is, functions, task, activities of logistics management. Okay. The main functions of logistic management is delivering the product to the right customer at the right place at the right time. Then comes the price factor. The price should be fixed in such a way that it should match with the competitor's price, and again it should not be very expensive to the customers. Then some promotional activities are also undertaken by the logistic management. Transportation is the main function of logistic management. So you should write more about this. Then comes warehousing. So like this. Then we have one difference between domestic logistic and international logistics. So what are the differences between them? Easy concept, like not very hard. We know a lot about this. We can in fact write a novel on this, if I guess. Okay, let's move on to unit 2. International marketing strategies and logistics. And here the first one is what are the main components of customer service and logistics. Now this question is, I think it's an important one. You should revise this question. I have written here, 5 points. Okay. Like how to satisfy a customer. Like, okay, this is also one of the most important objective of logistics management. And the first one is availability of stock. It should consider that the stocks are readily available. So wherever there is a demand, we can supply the stock. Then order cycle time. Like whenever a company receives an order, in what time it completes the delivery. Then comes frequency of delivery, like how many times the customer asks for the delivery. Generally it refers to all wholesale and market trade. And on schedule delivery, that means the customer it tells the seller on a particular date to deliver the goods, then reliability of the delivery system. So like this, these are the main components of customer service. The next one is also a very very important. In fact, in my study material, you will find all the important questions. There is, I have not written any such question which is out of your syllabus or which is not important for your exams. Just read these study materials, and I'm sure nothing can stop you to get through the exams. Okay. So this is strategic logistic planning, right? Now it is a basically it is a framework that helps in planning, implementing, and controlling the supply chain, right? So the main aspects of this are here. There are three main aspects. First one is a long-term goal of the organization. Then what are the means by which you are achieving the goals, and the process or procedure to achieve these logistic goals. Okay. The next topic is elements of strategic logistic management. The main elements here can be, how it relates, like logistic strategy, how it relates to the business functions, then the logistics objectives and how like each relate to the cost and service for the product and the customer, then description of each strategy that will support the overall strategic logistic plan. There are some more elements, that is a breakdown of each logistic plan into timing, cost for implementation, and impact on other functions, then forecasting the sales requirement and force, then financial statement, like what are the costs involved in the logistics, then analysis of the anticipated profits, customer service, so like that. Okay, let's see the next question. This question came in June 22 examination. The question is, what are the three main concepts of logistics management? These questions you get in short notes also. Like the first one is the cost trade-offs. Second one is the total cost concept, and the third one is the total system concept. So all these concepts are very very important. You might get in short notes or comment, Okay. Let's move on to the next question. In fact, next unit. The next unit is inland transport in overseas and trade logistics. And here, the different types of, railways, rail transport, road, and air transport, ocean transport. So you must learn about what are the main different types of roles that play in the economy uh, for economic development, because I have also explained this in my previous video, so please watch them also. These are all advantages of road transport, disadvantages of road transport. Then comes inland water transport. Inland water system is transportation through rivers, lakes, backwaters, all this. So these are all refers to inland water transport, and these are all the factors that to be considered before selecting the mode of inland transport, like the cost of the service, speed of the transport, regularity of the services, then safety of the logistics. Then comes flexibility of operations, ancillary services provided by the transport, so like this. So these are all important elements of this. The next concept is issues and challenges in the inland transport system. Basically, it is very costly, very high cost, and inadequate depth of the water bodies. So that makes boats and ships to come to the hinterland. Then impact of other activities are there, like farming and fishing and all that. Then there are shortage of vessels in India. That inadequate industries nearby the water bodies, so they do not get ready materials for transportation. And this is the most important one, that is lack of funds. Some of the environmental impact is also there on this, so that makes a problem for inland transportation, and some social impact are there. because the people living in the nearby areas, so they generally oppose the movement of boats and ships. The next question is what is multimodal transport? Now, it is a type of transportation which involves the use of more than one mode of transportation to transport goods from the supplier to the buyer. So it is so easy, and there are some advantages like it reduces congestion in the port, it also reduces the cost, and it also reduces the custom duties and taxes and tariffs. It is highly competitive. So this point also you can elaborate. It reduces the transportation time and also reduces the risk. Some disadvantages are there, like there are frequent inspections by the authorities, so that delays the procedures, and certain restrictions of a legal and operational nature are there, so that creates a problem, or it obstruct the path of inland transportation. The next unit is warehousing. We know, we have heard about this, we have learned in class 11, 12 also about warehousing. Basically, it is a process of storing, preserving, and protecting goods from damage systematically. Okay, so this, like a very simple definition I have written here, and the different, when we talk about different elements of warehousing, there are three elements. The first one is space, then equipment to handle cargo, and the people who needs to work in the warehouses. So like this you can expand this. The next one is what are the roles and functions of warehousing. So the different functions, as we know, that it provides storage facilities for the goods, then better order processing due to better warehousing facilities. It helps in the smooth production in the factories. It improves the purchasing decisions of the company. Then it helps to meet the seasonal demands of the market, of the customers. So there are some products which are demanded seasonally, so you need a warehouse. Then it also covers the risk. Okay, so these are the different types of. Okay, the next question is the different types of warehouses in India. Basically three types: public warehouses, private warehouses, and cooperative warehouses. So you must define all these three types of warehouses. Public, generally these are owned by the state or central government. Private are generally established or set up by the private individuals. And cooperative, basically, these are set up by a group of industrialists or agriculture farmers. Okay, and here are some advantages of public warehouses. This question also you must learn. The next question came in June 2022 examination, that is CWC, Central Warehousing Corporation, and uh, you may be asked to write its objectives, its functions, because this is the most important type of warehousing authorities that operates in India. So you must know about this as a citizen of India. Okay, let's move on to the next unit. Unit 5, Inventory Management and Other Handling. Inventory refers to the stock of goods, and the stock of inventories. Why this inventory management is important for a business enterprise. So this is due to this, because there is inefficient purchases by the company. There is a lack of proper production planning, due to which it needs to keep a good stock. Then long production cycle. If a firm produces wide variety of goods and services, so it needs to it needs a variety of stock in its godown. Then if the firm has low sales, so these are the main factors. Okay, the next concept is the factors influencing inventories in the logistic management. So what are the factors? The first factor is time. Time taken by a firm to place order for raw materials, then time taken by the suppliers to complete the order, then annual consumption of raw materials by the firm, availability of storage space, then cost of storage, sales forecast, and minimum order quantity imposed by the suppliers. So we can define all these points, very simple points. The next concept is inventory control in logistics. How can we control inventories so that they do not go waste? Let's see the main objects of this. To ensure continuous supply of raw materials, to avoid overstocking and understocking of the stock, to maintain a minimum working capital, to reduce order cost, holding cost, and transportation cost. These three costs are very important for inventory control, right? And it reduces wastages and it helps to maintain a systematic record of inventories. And the next is like how can we control inventories? In fact, there are many techniques, but in your syllabus only three techniques are given. The first one is a reorder level, then reorder quantity, and third one ABC analysis. So one by one, let's see. Reorder means, according to this technique, maximum possible consumption is determined for a certain period of time and a safety margin is added to that level. I have written here this formula to calculate ROL. Okay, so this concept is very important. It comes in the short notes also. Then we have reorder quantity. It is also known as EOQ, that is economic order quantity. And basically it refers to the ideal quantity a company should purchase to minimize its inventory cost, like shortage or carrying cost. And the overall goal of the economic order quantity is to increase spending, right? And this is the formula that we use to calculate EOQ, that is under square root of 2ds by h. Now D is the annual demand, S for order cost, and H for holding cost. So this question is very very important. Then you can also read about what are the factors that affect the economic order quantity. Okay. I have also mentioned about the benefits of EOQ, because this question is also common in MCOM second year. In MCOM second year also you will get this question in MCO 07. So prepare this well. Then comes the third technique, ABC. ABC is very simple. Just you need to divide the stocks into three categories. Category A, category B, category C. Category A contains all expensive stock. Category B moderate stock, and category C very cheap stocks. So accordingly the firm places order. One more technique is there to control stocks, that is just in time. Just in time means whenever there is a need for a stock or raw material, you can place the order so that you need not have to keep the stock. So that is what. The next one is what are the steps involved in handling the export order, right? As an exporter, first he will receive the order, then he will obtain the export license from the appropriate authority. Then he will try to obtain LOC, that is letter of credit, from the importer's bank. Then it will fix the exchange rate. Then it will make preparation to dispatch the goods, that is preparation of order. And the sixth step is formalities by F&C agent, that is forwarding and clearing agent. So they will complete all the formalities in the port area. And the next step is obtaining bill of lading. Bill of lading is it's a document issued by the carrier, that is the shipping company, that they have received the goods. And the next step is the presentation of document to the bank, and he can also get it discounted with the bank if it needs money immediately. And lastly, a realization of the export proceeds. So like this, these are the documents required in export of logistics, like it requires an air way bill, then certificate of origin. It needs bill of lading. Bill of lading is the most important document, in fact. Combined transport document. It needs a draft or bills of exchange. Then it must also get insurance. certificate or policy for the goods. Then it should also obtain packing list and inspection certificate by the custom officer. So these are all the important documents. The next unit is Unit 6, Air Transport. And you must read about why this air transport is important in India, what is the role. And as we know that this is the fastest means of transportation, and this structure of civil aviation in India. Now this question came in June 2022 examination. And as far as India is concerned, the civil aviation basically divided into these five parts. First one is the Indian Airlines. Now it looks after the domestic movement of passengers and cargo. Then Air India, it is for international movement. Pawan Hans, it supplies helicopter or it provides helicopter services in India. Then Airport Authority of India, it looks after all the infrastructure of the airports and all that. And lastly, this is the final authority, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA. So all these, all these structures, very important. Basically, you must read about this Airport Authority of India. You get short notes on this also. And one more after this, that is Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA. So this one is also very important one. The next concept is what are the challenges or issues faced by the aviation industry in India. Basically, this industry suffers from shortage of trained employees. The second one is regional connectivity is not good in India. The third one is the rising fuel prices because they fluctuates every now and then. So it becomes very difficult for the companies to fix the freight. Then declining yields, that is profit of the airline companies, they are decreasing. Then there are gaps in the infrastructure, like not good infrastructure facilities at airports in India. And there are some technology factors are there, due to which this industry suffers a lot. Now what steps can be taken to improve airport transportation system in India? So I have written here quite a number of points, so nearly about, I have written 15 points. So all these points are going to be, very important. Like how can we improve the aviation industry in India? So very important one. Try to revise this question properly. It's a very common question. You must know the answer. And in fact, as a citizen of India, you must also learn this because it's a very common topic. Okay, after air, now let's come to water, that is ocean transport. You should read about the main salient features of commercial shipping. Commercial shipping refers to all these movement of cargo, and basically almost 90% of the cargo in India moves through ocean transport. So you can understand what is the significance of this mode of transportation. Now the different types of ships that are that are found in India. The first one is a conventional cargo ship. Then we have container ship. We have tankers. Then dry bulk carriers are there. There is a combination carriers. There are car carriers and lash ships. So basically 7 types of ships I have mentioned here. So write the definition and the important points. Like conventional ships, your definition or your explanation should contain all the keywords. Like what type of cargo they should carry. Like in conventional, they carry finished and semi-finished goods. And you should also mention about the speed of the ships, and like this, and what type of goods they carry. So because on the basis of goods you can define all these points. The next question is the difference between liner shipping and tramp shipping. This is also very important. I have explained this question in my previous video also. So, it will be time consuming to waste time in this video. Okay. Unit 8 is on multimodalization. Okay. And in this unit, we'll be studying about containerization. Now, containerization means, the containers which are used for the movement of goods. Okay, these are used, and generally goods are kept in these containers for the safety and protection of the goods. And this is why these are important containers. They help to place the cargo in the containers, and a variety of goods can be placed and handled in this. Easy and professional handling of the cargos, and there is economies of large scale in this. And basically the life of one container is 10 to 25 years, depends on the the material used. Then cargo is very much safe and secured in these containers, and it also provides standardization of the services. So, and then you must read about the advantages and disadvantages of containerization. Very important question, containerization. You will get one question from here, that is sure. So, learn this. The next one is different types of containers that are used in international trade. The first one is a dry storage. As the name implies, dry, it carries all dry materials, commodities. Then comes flat rack containers. They have, no tops, like, and only two sides. Then open top, that means the container, the top is open, and open side storage container, that means one side can be opened. So different types of goods require different types of containers. So that is the basic idea. And the fifth one is refrigerated. That means, for all perishable goods, they can be put in these refrigerated containers. The next question is, what is intermodalism? Now here the movement of goods in containers through different modes of transport from the place of origin to the place of destination is known as intermodalism. And here a single carrier takes all the responsibility of transportation, and generally one bill is created for all the all one single transportation. And the multimodalism is just the opposite of this. That means here the movement of goods in containers through at least two modes of transportation, and the main object is for the quick delivery and cheaper cost, right? And these are the different advantages of multimodal transport. That means it reduces transportation cost overall, and quick movement of goods. Then it enhances the export potential. It reduces congestion at the ports. So like this you can write a lot about this. Try to understand the concept and define in your own words. The next concept is land bridging. You might get a short note on this. Land bridging here means, using the roadways while moving the cargoes from the seller's point to the buyer's point. The next unit 10, Indian shipping, and why, like, Indian national shipping is required, very important one. And one question came in June 22 from here, like, what are the problems of shipping industries in India? Like inadequate capacity to handle cargo, shortage of containers, overaged vessels or ships. There is a cutthroat competition within the shipping companies. There is congestion of ports, so that gets delays, and inadequate infrastructure. So like this, more or less, the points are similar. Then what are the strategies to solve the shipping problems in India? This question also came in June 2022 examination. Okay, let's move on to unit 11, liner freighting practices. The different types of freight rates. This question also came in June 22. The different types of freights charged by the shipping companies, like commodity rates, general cargo rates, class rates, deck cargo rates, open rates, ad valorem rates, then minimum rates, arbitrary rates, and partial rates. So these are all charged according to the goods and their values and how much space they occupy in the transport. Then this is about the different types of surcharges levied by the company. This question also very important one, very important one. And basically, I've written here few about this, like heavy lift surcharges, port congestion surcharges are there, bunker surcharges are there, and currency surcharges are there. So four types of surcharges you can write in this answer, very important one. The next unit is 12, Tram Chartering Practices. And here you must know like what is a tram trade, then the different types of tram trade or chartering. The first one is voice charter, time charter, and bareboat charter. This question also came in June 2022. This one, the difference between voice charter party and time charter party. You must know like what is a voice charter and what are the different clauses in the charter party. So very important question, must to be revised. The next unit is unit 13, the legal aspects of the carriage of goods. The first question is from the difference between bill of lading and charter party. I have also explained this concept in my previous video. Then you should know about like what is this bill of lading, one of the most important document in international trade. And I will request all the students to collect as much information as you can about bill of lading, its main functions, very important one. Unit 14 is on port system. You got one question in June 22 from here, like what are the issues and challenges with Indian ports. Same like there are a lot of questions, the answers are same, like here high turnaround time, that means it refers to congestion type, port congestion. Then suboptimal transport modal mix, limited hinterland, lengthy inspection procedures, then inadequate infrastructure. So more or less the points are same, just you need to write, improve your writing skills. That is the main key to success. And these are a lot of issues and regulations, laws are there. So some environmental impact is there, then social impact is there. So just very common points, we can write a lot about this. Then what are the measures taken by the government to improve the port in India? So I have written here all these 7 points here. So again a very important question. Even like government asks for private sector participation in the development of ports in India. So what are the schemes that the government has created for private individuals? So you should write about this. The next one is the duties and responsibilities of a carrier. This question also came in June 2022 examination, like shipper, like the shipping company, what are its duties and responsibilities. Okay, the next unit is maritime frauds. You will get one question from this unit, that is sure. You must read about what are these maritime frauds and how they are committed, what are the factors that leads to maritime fraud, and what are the main common areas of fraud that the shipping company or traders or bankers or insurers do in this. And these are like what are the services provided by the International Maritime Bureau, that is what are the functions, because it is one of the international institution which looks after the maritime fraud in our country. So you must read about this. The next one is International Chamber of Commerce, that is ICC, and it is one of the largest organization in the world, having 45 million member companies and more than 100 countries as its members. And The main function is to foster the international trade and commerce, promote and protect the open markets for goods and services, free flow of capital, like this. And its structures, these are all the organizations which are also a part of ICC, like Commercial Crime Services, International Maritime Bureaus, Commercial Crime Bureau. So more or less, it looks after all the frauds that is happening in all around in ocean trade. Uh, this is about International Maritime Organization, IMO, and you might get a short note or even in the long question you can get. So it is also a part of the same ICC. So I have also mentioned this in my previous video. So, and this is the last unit, institutional arrangement. There is not much in this unit, just you need to understand why these institutional arrangements are required in international trade. And one short note you might get on AISC, that is All India Shippers Council. When it was set up, what are the functions, what are the objectives, so that's it. So friends, that's all in this video, and just try to learn all these concepts, very important one, and I hope your question paper will not go beyond this study material. So thank you very much for watching. Best of luck.